Strategize your summons and walk away with an 11th anniversary LR. How's it, everybody? Celtic Link here. We're back for another Dokkan Battle video. In today's video, we are 3 days away from the start of the Dokkan Battle 11th anniversary. And in this video, we are going to break down our strategy for making the most out of your stones to ensure that you walk away with at least one of the anniversary character, right? And this is our annual summon strategy video. Now, a lot of people will tell you to just go and summon whenever, wherever on the anniversary banners, right? Just, switch back and forth how you feel your luck. Summon with everything you've got. And for some people that works, but other people, right, like myself, we like to make sure that we stack the odds in our favor as much as we can. So there's a couple factors to consider here before we sort of lay out the strategy for you. Number one is the amount of stones you're coming into the anniversary with, especially if you're coming in with a low amount. This strategy is going to really work for you. Now, so if you've been following our guide since October of last year, you should have been saving your stones, at least since after TDC was done. Maybe before that, if you weren't really interested in Gogeta and Frieza. But you should have been saving since at least October of last year. And if you have done that, you should be walking into the anniversary with minimum 700 to 1,000 stones. And plus knowing that the anniversary itself will give anywhere between 12 and 1,300 stones, that means your average Dokkan player, if they've been saving, will by the end of the anniversary have almost 2,300 stones in total, roughly, right? Now this idea is important, right? Because we know that the 11th anniversary banners will contain the pity coins, just like GDC and just like 10th anniversary last year had, right? These coins can be exchanged for one of the 4 available LRs, right? So whether that is the Daima Goku or the Carnival Vegeta, whichever one they end up being, really doesn't matter, right? Whether it's Daima Goku or Vegeta, right, you'll be able to exchange the coins for them, and then whoever ends up being part 2. Now the thing is, these cost 500 coins for one exchange, and 500 coins is the equivalent of 2,500 dragon stones. So if you saved properly and you include all the stones that you'll be getting throughout the anniversary, you will actually have enough to pity at least 1 unit by the end of the anniversary. And that is important to note for how we structure our summons, right? So number one, knowing we have to hit 2,500 if we want to pity, right? For worst case scenario that we get completely shafted, right? Second, right, we have to understand that, just like we talked about in our summon rate video in our previous video, no matter how many summons you do, you're always going to have that singular 5% chance of pulling an LR per summon, right? Unless it's a guaranteed featured multi, which we don't know that we'll have. We do know that there will be 3+1s like last year, but at a minimum, right, that's all we know. We don't know if there'll be any guaranteed featured steps or anything like this. So we know that, right, with 5% is what we're looking at per multi. We also know that the more multis we do, the more likely it is we're going to pull, right? If we do 1,000 stones, it's a 63% chance to have rolled that 5% chance, right? And so that's another thing that's important, right? So knowing that that's the rate we're dealing with, knowing that we need a minimum of 2,500 spent in order to pity a unit, that we, in case we get shafted, now we just have to make a decision. Which banner are we going after? Will it be the Carnival LR banner, or will it be the Dokkan Fest banner? It really doesn't matter which one you choose, because at the end of the day, right, your coins will be utilized for whichever one you didn't get. So it doesn't really matter. But let's say you choose the Dokkan banner because that is the banner that's best for you. So this is always my recommendation. Start by identifying the banner that has the most value for you. If it's the Dokkan Fest banner or the Carnival banner, that is the banner you choose, right? Unless you really want to go for the unit specific. But I always find, right, summoning on the banners that are beneficial to you is going to be greater for your account, right? Because here's what you do, right? So let's say the Dokkan Fest is the banner that's for you. You really want the Goku, and you can benefit from getting dupes for the characters that are going to get their EZAs or previous anniversary LRs, right? So let's just say that. So my recommendation is to spend everything on this singular banner. Don't even touch the other banner. Don't even look at the other banner, right? If you walked in here with your 1,000 stones, right, or your 500 or your 250, however much it is, put everything you've got and everything you're going to get throughout the anniversary into this banner, right? The more you summon on this banner, the more you increase the likelihood that you pull the anniversary LR from this banner, right? Not necessarily every single time, right? You're not increasing that 5% chance any time, but the more you do it, the more likely you are to have rolled that 5% chance. And you keep rolling, and you keep rolling, and you keep rolling till you get that R, right? Focus on one banner. A lot of people will tell you, like, hey, just summon on the Dokkan Fest banner until like 250. And if you don't feel that, then switch over to the Carnival banner and then just start summoning on that until you start feeling lucky or not, right? And then switch back and forth. I don't recommend doing that. I recommend staying on a singular banner even after you've pulled the unit, if you intend to summon more, right? And the reason for that is you, once you summon the unit, right, you might want dupes, or you might benefit from other units on this, or you might benefit from other units, that possible EZA units that could be coming up. So continue to summon on the banner until you get the unit. Once you've got the unit, decide how close to pity you are. If you're close enough to pity that, you know, you could justify summoning on the next banner, then I would do so, right? You can then shift all of your coins into the appropriate one, and then you can pity the unit. Or you can do it depending on how quick your summons go, right? Let's say you dump everything into one banner, you get them in 150 stones, then it makes sense to switch, right? But if it takes you 1,000 or more stones, then I don't recommend switching until part 2. When part 2 rolls around, when you've got, right, your second Dokkan Fest, continue to summon on the Dokkan Fest banner if that's the banner you chose in the beginning, right? Continue to summon on that banner until you pull either the unit or you get enough pity coins to pity whichever unit you did not get that you would like, because at that point you will have at least one of the units that you have wanted, and then you'll get to choose among the other 3. Again, this is assuming by the end of the anniversary that you've dumped every single stone into your banners. Now, again, the reason I recommend doing this is because of the pity coin system, right? It ensures that you will walk away with at least one of the LRs via your stones, and you'll have enough to pity at least one of the other LRs. Now, you might get very lucky and you'll be able to switch, but most players are not going to be that lucky, and you have to be prepared for that, right? You have to be prepared to walk in to this anniversary with the likelihood that you may only walk out with one of the units, right? And that is why I structure this strategy the way I do, is right with that assumption that, hey, I'm coming in this anniversary, I'm probably only going to pull this LR. So again, the strategy, the way I look at it is pick your banner that is best for you, or that has the unit you want the most. Summon on that banner continuously until you get the unit. Do not switch. And then, right, once you're done summoning, once you've gotten the units, right, whether that takes you till part 1 or till even part 2 or part 3, continue to summon until you get the unit. Once you've got the unit, make the assessment, right, switch banners, and then you can go ahead and pity your unit, because at that point you should be close enough to pity the second unit. So guys, that is it for my video. That is my recommendation on how to strategize your summon for the 11th anniversary, right? Again, as I mentioned before, a lot of people like to say it's good to switch between banners, you know, throw your tickets here, throw your tickets there, right? Triability there, right? Switch it up. But really, I recommend, right, for managing your stones and managing your coins, it is best to just pick a banner and stick with it, right? Don't try to switch it up. It's gonna be the best for you to do it this way. So Guys, that is it for the video. If you like the video, make sure you hit that like button and subscribe to the channel if you have not already. And in the comments down below, let us know which banner will you be going after, right? Will you be chasing the Dokkan Fest Goku, or will you be chasing the Carnival LR Vegeta? Let us know in the comments down below. Otherwise, guys, as always, thanks for watching, and aloha.